I'm not into black guys anymore.
What are the three branches of government?
Not a history major.
Should we bench the quarterback if he turned out to be trans?
Yes.
I had no idea that college students could still be this politically incorrect or this dumb. I'm Brad Polumbo, and welcome back to the Brad vs. Everyone podcast, my daily show where we take on the craziest ideas from across our politics and across the internet, all from an independent perspective. We're bringing you this Friday episode live from on the road. Well, not really live, but live to me from the hotel room as I'm traveling to moderate a debate at the new College of Florida later tonight. Really excited. But I'm that dedicated that I'm still bringing you loyal viewers this show, even when I'm on the road, as much as I can. So without further ado, today's Viral Video Friday comes courtesy of our favorite YouTuber over here at Brad vs. Everyone, No Cap on God, the street interviewer, because he went to interview college students at LSU, and the results were astounding in so many ways. First, right when you open up the video, a big warning, this may not be appropriate. That's how you know it's gonna be good. But yeah, the show's not always family friendly, but it's especially not gonna be family friendly today. So if you're in the car with some kids, turn it off.
Drinking?
Yeah!
Your body, my choice?
Yeah!
So would you rather bang your cousin or give up drinking?
I'm almost banging my cousin.
People like you need to get the shit kicked out of them, dude. Get the out of here.
Yo, it's good to be back on campus, bro. Got kicked out as a freshman. Apparently I'm persona non grata, whatever the that means. I don't speak Spanish. Have you been with any D1 athletes?
Yes? Yes.
Would you rather date the quarterback or the star of the basketball team?
Star of the basketball quarterback. I'm not into black guys anymore.
What black guys do you?
I don't know, they're just like too... I can't say that.
It's for frat TV, it's totally fine.
They're like ghetto, and I just don't like it.
Girl, you should not be saying that, just in general, but especially not in camera, in the year of our Lord 2024 with cancel culture.
What would you do if the quarterback said he was gay?
Probably cry.
But what's your favorite country outside the U.S.?
Florida.
She did not just yell, Florida. Guys, I have been drunk before, and I understand this is a tailgate, so they're probably all drunk. I have never been so drunk that I forgot the difference between a country and a state. That's just me, though.
If the quarterback came out as gay, should we bench him?
Yeah, ain't no gay shit around here, my brother.
I can't have my quarterback getting banged by some big black dude in the locker room.
Look how many fine girls are around here. No way you should be gay right now.
Hey, girls have assholes too.
That one guy at the end, kind of sus, to be honest. And the guys before that, I'm rolling my eyes. They clearly do not understand how this works. How many fine girls there are is not relevant. And hopefully they'd be a tad more open-minded if fully sober. Because if not, that's kind of gross.
Yo, your body, my choice, bitch.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Should we bench the quarterback if he turned out to be trans?
Yes. 100%. I don't give a who you are.
Yeah.
You can be the best goddamn quarterback in the thing, but if you're trans, don't ever step foot on a football
You're in the
field.
wrong state for that, bro. KKK, bro. Kappa, Kappa, Kappa. That's my frat.
What is wrong with some of these people? Shouldn't you just want the best quarterback, regardless of whether they're trans or not? I mean, that hypothetical doesn't make a ton of sense because a trans man would be a biological female, and I guess it's not impossible, but it's pretty unlikely that a biological female would be a star quarterback at college-level Division I football. But if that were the case, why would you let disdain for people's gender identity, which doesn't affect you in this scenario at all, override wanting your team to be good? That was not very classy.
What are the three branches of government?
You got no. Not a history major.
Babe, you shouldn't need to be a history major for that one. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that makes me lose faith in democracy, because my vote counts the same as hers. And it's way worse when it's not just random people on the street, it is college students paying tens of thousands of dollars a year for this education, yet don't know basic civics. Bro, it actually gets so much worse, guys, in this video. Like, genuinely, we've only scratched the bottom of the barrel. But before we go any further, a quick message from today's sponsor. I became a homeowner at 25, and until I learned about today's sponsor, Home Title Lock, I had no idea what the biggest threats were, like home title fraud. Title fraud is a scam that involves criminals stealing the title or deed of your home, then borrowing against it or selling it behind your back. Without triple lock protection from Home Title Lock, you may not know about it until it's too late. After all, because of digitization, everything a thief needs can be easily accessed online. All it takes is a single piece of paper with your information filed with the county. What happens when your title is stolen? Forged documents are filed with your county, transferring your title out of your name and leaving your home vulnerable to fraudulent sales or mortgages. This is why you need Home Title Lock's triple lock protection. They offer 24/7 monitoring to detect any changes and urgent alerts. Plus, if you are a victim of title fraud, their US-based team works with lawyers and experts to get your title restored. Even responsible safeguards like homeowners insurance, identity protection, and home security services don't matter if you don't protect your title. Home Title Lock wraps a virtual barrier around your home, an essential layer of security to protect your most valuable asset. You can sign up today at HometitleLock.com/Brad and use code BRAD30 for 30 days of protection for free and a comprehensive title history report to make sure you're not already a victim. Check out HometitleLock.com/Brad or use the link in the description.
How many continents are there?
I have no clue. I know how many states there are.
Okay, how many continents are there?
I don't know. 20?
What's the freezing point of water?
45 degrees Celsius.
What's your favorite Dostoevsky book?
I don't think that's English.
What's your favorite Supreme Court case?
O.J. Simpson.
Oh my god! She did not say O.J. Simpson! Girl!
Who wrote the Declaration of Independence?
The USA. Goodbye.
Who's your favorite philosopher?
Alexander Hamilton. Yeah, Alexander Hamilton.
Is school important to you?
Hell no! Suck that tiger dick, bitch.
Oh, imagine being her dad and you're paying like 30 grand a year for her to go to LSU and this comes across your YouTube feed. Oy vey. Now, the context you need for this next bit is that there's this absolute alt-right troll named Nick Fuentes who's been saying, "Your body, my choice," intentionally antagonizing women and pro-choice people over the election win. So he's going to see if he can get people to agree to that sentiment.
Can I get a cheers for your body, my choice, baby?
You're
Yes! Hey!
As a white woman, I voted for Trump, so
Should women be able to vote?
Yeah.
No!
I think a lot of people shouldn't be able to vote.
Yeah.
And women fall under that category.
Women are first to go.
Oh my gosh, that is just the most cringeworthy opinion you get out of the red pill types. Anybody who pays taxes, contributes to our society, and understands basic civics should be able to vote. And rights should not be denied to people based on immutable characteristics. How are we having this conversation still? Also, how dumb are these boys to say crap like that on camera in 2024? Obviously, I'm not gonna try to go cancel them or whatever, but other people might.
Yeah, how many kids do you want?
10.
Really?
Yeah. I want to farm.
Okay, would you rather give up alcohol or your ability to have kids?
My ability to have kids.
I will never have a child
Why not?
because kids are so fucking expensive and they're nasty and they're ungrateful. I hate children.
Who needs kids when you have drinking, too?
Facts. I'm drinking water, but yes, stay hydrated, but them kids, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it's probably for the best that she doesn't become a mom.
Would you make a sex tape if you knew it was going to make you a billionaire like Kim Kardashian?
Maybe. It depends with who. Because I'm
this
saving
guy.
myself for marriage because Jesus
Actually?
is my Lord and Savior, yes. You can ask him.
Are you playing the long game?
Yeah. Hey, you're just a fucking asshole, right? You're just out here interviewing drunk people. You're a fucking asshole. People like you need to get the shit kicked out of them, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Do you go to school here, dude?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, no you don't. Get the
LSU Tiger,
fuck
bro.
man. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Dude, I went here for 1 year. I studied fucking journalism, bro.
No, you're just being a fucking asshole, dude. You're being a fucking asshole.
Studied journalism, bro.
You're asking people journalism questions when they're clearly drunk. Like you're just being a fucking asshole. Go fuck
We're at the game, bro. Go Tigers, bro. I have tens of followers, bro. Tens.
Well, that dude did not take kindly to it. I love how he's like, you're asking them journalism questions when they're drunk. Are these journalism questions? Are the journalism questions in the room with us?
Would you rather be gay or f your cousin?
Wow, that's not my cousin. All right. Don't even answer that question. My cousin, dude. My cousin, dude, all the way.
Okay, I'm sorry, but that's the wrong answer to that question. Unless you really don't like gay people or think there's something terrible about being gay, but choosing that over it is weird. Sorry. I think that's enough of that one for the moment, but glad to see that our nation's best and brightest are still thriving and striving on our college campuses. I'll give them a little bit of a pass for being drunk, but I don't know if I've ever been that drunk. And now it's time for Brad versus TikTok, my daily segment where I take on the craziest ideas from the Clock app.
Pronoun of the day is slug slugs.
Today, the TikToker Spencewa is lashing out at viewers and fans after he cheered on a hurricane hitting red states. My video calling him out for his really gross take did get nearly 700,000 views, so I might be one of the people he's responding to here. Let's take a look at his follow-up.
Over the past few days, I've had several people DM me and make videos about me, calling me immoral for talking about how Hurricane Raphael was going to touch down in a lot of red states.
Well, no, you didn't just talk about it touching down in red states. You took glee in the fact that Republican states were about to get hit with a hurricane. We can wind back the tape and see what you said.
Looks like there's a hurricane coming your way. And you know, I hate to say it, but it looks like Hurricane Raphael is going to be touching down in a lot of red states. If this isn't a divine sign from the Lord himself, I don't know what is.
So yeah, people had a problem with that.
Just to clarify, not once did I say, I hope everyone in those states die and perish. In fact, after talking about the hurricane, I said that I hoped anyone in those areas was safe and healthy.
You went on a long rant about how LOL, Republicans are about to get wiped out by a hurricane, and at the end you were like, oh yeah, and stay safe. I don't think that really cancels out wishing ill on people, even as a joke. Just if you throw in some disclaimer at the end that you clearly don't mean.
However, having people making videos and DMing me about my morals, when a vast majority of those people voted for a convicted felon and rapist, is crazy to me.
Oh my god, not this again. They do know morality is not relative. You can't excuse your own misdeeds by pointing to other people's worse or other misdeeds or immorality. Think about it like this. Say a country's military drops a bomb on a daycare, and that country responds by dropping a bomb on a smaller daycare with fewer kids in it. They can't defend their actions by saying, well, you guys dropped a much bigger bomb on a much bigger daycare. You're still evil. Like, this is not how morality works, babe. Maybe don't enter the political conversation if you can't even get these 101 concepts.
To put things into perspective for everyone calling me immoral, here's a list of things the man you voted into office has done.
Okay, even if we're gonna assume everything he's about to say is true, which it isn't, by the way, that's still not a defense of you.
2015, Trump made headlines with his statement calling Mexican immigrants rapists and criminals, while claiming some, I assume, are good people.
Fact check, false. Trump made those comments about illegal immigrants who were crossing the border from Mexico, not Mexican immigrants, which would refer to lawful people who immigrated from Mexico to the United States. Conflating those two groups of people is inaccurate and totally misconstrues his statement. Not that his statement was really very great in the first place. It was inartful, to say the least. But yeah, some of the illegal immigrants coming across the border are those things, and some are good people. I would never say it the way Trump did, but Spencer clearly just distorted his words.
Back in 2019, during an immigration meeting, Trump called Haiti, El Salvador, and African nations shithole countries, which caused international outrage and accusations of racial bias.
It is not the fault of the Haitian people, really. I mean, there's a lot of complex history there. Anyone who knows anything about Haiti knows that it's not a delightful place. And describing it as Trump did is crass and offensive and inartful, but it's not necessarily inaccurate or motivated by racial animus.
There was a leaked video from 2005 of Trump having a conversation making lewd comments about women, including his infamous phrase, grab him by the pussy, which he later dismissed as locker room talk.
I do think Trump's comments in that Billy Bush tape from those years ago, the Access Hollywood one, are really grotesque. But unfortunately, I mean, people decided a long time ago that character is not important to them in a president. I wish it weren't that way, but that just is the way that it is. And people have more concerns and they vote based on policies that impact millions of people, not the individual morality of one man. I don't think outside of his true dieharders, even most Trump voters would tell you, yeah, he's a stand-up guy who always says good things. They wouldn't. They made a calculation that they think he can solve America's problems better, and they overlooked a lot of personal shortcomings in doing so. You might not agree with that calculation, but it is what it is, and they definitely didn't endorse everything he said over the years. And again, what does any of this have to do with you wishing natural disasters on states where 51+% of people voted differently than you? So I'm not going to go through his whole list of his parade of horribles about Trump. Some of them are valid critiques and valid issues that things that Trump has actually said or done. Some of them are more distortions and misportrayals or outright fabrications. But regardless, none of it is a defense of you, Spencer. You're not taking any accountability or looking in the mirror or reflecting on your horrifying comments and your lack of empathy and compassion for your fellow Americans at all. You're just deflecting and doing whataboutism. That is the opposite of logical thinking or argument. And worst of all, he even seems to realize that that's what he's doing.
Obviously, two wrongs don't make a right.
I'm glad you see that. But then why did you just spend 2.5 minutes trying to justify your wrong by citing a bunch of someone else's wrongs? Consistency, my dude. That's all we're asking for.
I understand why people were upset with me based off of my Hurricane Raphael commentary, and for that, I'm sorry. But if you're gonna go out of your way to hold me accountable over a comment I made about a potential hurricane, you should also hold the man you voted into office accountable for all the horrible shit he's done.
That feels like one of those I'm sorries where you're not actually sorry at all. And clearly you don't actually realize that two wrongs don't make a right because you acknowledged that, but then went immediately back to your whataboutism in the first place. Ugh, I don't know. Are these people toxic to begin with, or does TikTok break their brains? That's really all I have to say about this one from Spencois and his fake apology, sort of. I wanted to bring you guys that update on the discourse over his comments and my coverage of that apparently got under his skin a little bit. So you guys can let me know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button while you're at it. And now, I'll wrap up today's show by reading a few of your comments from recent episodes. One person writes, remember how hundreds of years ago men were saying that we, referring to women, shouldn't be in power because women are prone to strange emotions, hysterics, etc.? Yeah, those girls are proving them right. And going bald, way to support sisters who lost hair loss due to illness. I don't agree with those stereotypes about women, and I think those women on TikTok pushing this trend and being hysterical and nonsensical are probably more of the exception than they are the rule. But I do think you have a point about how it's actually kind of offensive to people with hair loss that their stunt for purposefully making themselves ugly is shaving their heads. And if they were gonna do it, they could have done some good and donated the hair to charities that collect it and make wigs for cancer patients, but they just decided to try to get TikTok views instead. Another person says, thank you for saying sex observed at birth. Sex is determined by your chromosomes, which you get at conception, so sex is not assigned at birth. In fact, many couples these days find out the sex of their unborn child way ahead of time, which is why we have gender reveal parties. Yeah, I agree. The sex assigned at birth is the woke speak, but it's not accurate because it's not assigned, it is observed. Another person says, I, a conservative female, of course think these people are acting crazy. However, I will say it's probably a small group of people are feeding into it, as there are some men making posts and videos now saying, your body, my choice, and alluding to how they are going to RAPE women and that women no longer have any rights. Which isn't true, and just because Trump is in office doesn't mean you can get away with crime, but it's infuriating that some men are causing more panic and making them think that all conservatives condone this and just being awful people. And I don't see anyone on the right talking about this. Maybe they will, but I do think it needs to be called out. I'm so glad you brought this up because I keep seeing this all over TikTok. Women reacting understandably with horror to the audio of Nick Fuentes saying this. But I don't know if they know who Nick Fuentes is. He's an alt-right loser that basically no one on the right takes seriously. He's a troll. He's not an influential person. He is almost universally reviled and hated by Republicans and conservatives in the mainstream. They love to mention that Trump dined with him a while back, but that's because Kanye West, who's become rather unstable, brought Nick along as a guest and Trump had no idea who he was. I think what he says in that viral sound is horrific and hateful and disgusting, and I hate so much that they're playing into this fear that is not really rooted in a lot of facts, but then they hear this, people, and I understand why they get so upset about it. I think it's horrible, and I think he's absolutely disgusting. I even considered doing a segment about it on the show, but I don't even view him as like worthy of attention almost. And I don't want to give him more infamy and clout because he's saying these hateful things, desperately begging for attention. That's the reason I chose not to dedicate a whole segment of the show to it. Another person says, Brad, you look like Matt Bomer. Oh, okay. I'm back from Googling that, and I'll take that as a compliment. Another person writes, happy birthday. You mentioned that you don't have a good relationship with your father. Just so you know, I, and I'm sure many other old guys, would be proud as hell if you were our son. I'd be bragging about you on the daily. Keep up the great work. Oh, that is so sweet. You guys are so kind, and I really appreciate it. Another person writes, thanks. Yes, shadowboxing. They are all doing that. I look forward to 2 years from now and saying, yup, everyone's still good. The problem is that they make all these dire predictions, all these insane headlines, and then a few years later when they don't come true, everyone's moved on. So the liars and the propagandists and the alarmists never get held accountable. It's really frustrating. I've gone back and I've looked at all the mainstream media headlines about the repeal of net neutrality, how if they got rid of it, it would be the end of the internet. Now, years later, nothing bad happened. Broadband internet speeds have gone up. And are any of those journalists who spread that fear porn ever held accountable? Any of those media outlets? No, people just move on. It's all so toxic and broken. Another person says, again, about the 4B movement, the sad truth is none of these women are mentally healthy enough to be getting married nor having children. It's not a problem that they're decentering men because no one should be dating them in their current state anyway. I mean, you might have a point there, but my hope would be that they could get to a better place and then be in a relationship. I wouldn't want to see them written off for good just because they've temporarily gone a little bit loco. Or, I guess, loca. Another person comments, Brad, do you want to start a high-quality wig-making company with me? Maybe we can start a cryptocurrency, too. I just don't understand this comment. Maybe it's referencing something specific from one of these videos that I just can't recall. Sorry. Although I find Marxist political philosophy most persuasive in a historical predictive sense, I in no way align myself with the modern left. I've been subscribed for quite a long time, and I'm grateful for your humor and common sense perspectives on all of the insanity. I know I'm not the only one who feels genuinely angry that these TikTok teenagers are cosplaying leftist ideologies in service of incoherent ideas. Yeah, obviously I am not a Marxist, I am not a leftist, but I have always been able to respect, even though I deeply disagree with them, actual principled progressives who hold these views across the board. Even someone like Bernie Sanders. I mean, I don't like him very much. I don't agree with him on much, but I've always respected that he actually believes what he says he believes. Whereas a lot of these woke people are like you said, cosplaying as progressives. They don't really have much foundation or consistency or coherence. And that's got to be really frustrating to see people giving your views such a bad name. But thank you for being a subscriber, and thanks for your note. All right, everybody, that's it for this episode of the Brad vs. Everyone podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you don't mind this on the road episode, and I hope it came out okay. Do hit that like button before you go. Do make sure to subscribe. Do comment, yada, yada, yada. And remember to check out today's sponsor, Home Title Lock, in the description or in the pinned comment. And with that, we'll talk again on Monday.